God just does, he did not build me to wake up early and exercise. He didn't build me to wake up and be functional. What is good? What is great? Day 56. You know, I was thinking about like what I talk about on this journey, we'll say. And I don't know that I actually am providing any real, I shouldn't say any real abundance of fitness information. Like, I kind of talk about what I'm doing because in my brain, like, I think you know, and you know what I'm talking about, but like maybe you don't, and I don't. Maybe I'm not explaining that, so that's something that I need to work on. You know what I mean? That takes it has to be not a teaching moment, but like, for instance, I weighed in at 228 this morning. What was our start weight 50 something days ago? At the height end of day maximum weight I've weighed 247. So we're almost 20 pounds in 50 days. Some people may be interested in exactly how I achieve that. And I kind of like give a gist about what I'm doing, but like the ins and outs of like every day of my meals, the exact workouts, I think those are maybe some things I should probably start including. You know what I mean? Like, I think like when I say, oh, I did chest and back today, like some people have no idea what that is, or what exactly I'm doing, or how many reps I'm doing, or how many sets I'm doing. And that's on me. That's on me for not explaining it. I was just thinking about that today. I was like, man, well, you know what? It was when I was editing my video last night and I was just talking. And I'm thinking, like, not everyone wants to listen to you ramble on, dude. Maybe tell them some information that they are interested in hearing. Like, how did you lose 20 pounds in 50 days? Because that's pretty good. 20 whole pounds? Tell me that you wouldn't lose 20 pounds and be happy with it. I think most people would, right? So that's something I got to be better at, you know. But I'm learning, you know. I'm learning as I'm learning that, you may be learning how to live a healthier life, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're all learning. I don't know that everyone doesn't know the things that I know. But you will after I tell them to you. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start explaining in a little bit better detail my exercises, I think, because that's important. That's important if you want to lose the 20 pounds. And we're trying for 15 more. I'm trying to get, well, not 15, so it's quick maths, 13 pounds more. I'm trying to get down to 215. I got 30 days. I need race weight 215 because I'm trying to be as light as I can while I'm doing that. And 215's still pretty heavy. You know, like, that's still not, I think most of those endurance guys are running, they're They're walking around. They're walking around at 180. That's lightweight. You know what I'm saying? That's lightweight. I don't know if you ever try to do butterfly in the pool at 240 pounds, but I can promise you that it is not easy. Not that I'm doing butterfly, because we're not training for butterfly. We're training just for freestyle. So I'm going to do better at that. That's my promise to you. Hey, explain yourself better. Explain exactly what you're doing. And I'm going to tell you this. We've been hitting it so hard this last 50 days that there are days when I don't eat the best either. It's not like I did 50 days of like the most strict diet you've ever seen in your life. And that's the whole point. You know what I mean? The whole point is you can't, unless you're psychotic and your job is to be a bodybuilder, which is fine. That's their job, you know? To eat chicken and rice and broccoli every single day, 4 or 5 times a day, that's not for everybody. I mean, I got a job, you got a job, everybody watching's got a job. So how are you going to fit in 5 meals? You know, maybe you drive for work. You're driving around. You're going to pack 5 meals a day. Like, you're going to make 35 meals for the week. It's just not realistic for someone that's not their profession. You know what I mean? Now, if for whatever reason your boy became, I don't want to say fitness influencer, because that's not really the right term, I don't think, for what I'm trying to achieve. But if I was to start getting paid to be fit, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to be fitter than everybody. And that's a fact. That is just those are the cold hard facts of life. That if I'm getting paid, my car keeps making a noise. I got to take it to the dealership. There it goes again. Visit your dealer. Cool, I just bought this thing. They have new cars, you know? So if I'm getting paid and then I don't have to work my real job anymore, and I can eat 4 meals a day at regularly spaced intervals and plan my workouts around those meals, look out. That's probably not going to happen. I can't expect that to happen. That's not real life. That's not realistic. But what I can do is just document what I'm doing, and then if good things happen, that's great too. You know? Anyways, I digress. I'm on my way to the YMCA because what I tell you, it's gym swim day. So I'm gonna lift first, shoulders, then swim, because they have summer it's really, I'm getting kind of burned here. They have swim lessons from 5:30 to 8 and take up the whole damn pool. Well, I can only swim from 8 to 9, which means typically I would prefer to swim first, then lift. That would be optimal for me, but I can't do that, so I can't go right after work and swim. And you know what? I know we talked about this early in our early days about me waking up in the morning, but God He did not build me to wake up early and exercise. He didn't build me to wake up and be functional until 2 cups of coffee. Then the brain starts working. You know what I mean? So that's the plan for today. I'll tell you all about it. I'll tell you all about it when I'm done. All right. Love you. All right. Let's give it a go. Starting out, this is the end of the workout. So we're doing our push-ups that we do every single day. 100 push-ups. I had already done, I don't know, maybe 30 before I started recording. So I don't like to do push-ups on the ground. I like to be able to grip the bar. That's why I try to either do the Smith machine or the squat rack, and I put the bar on these safety stays. So this is shoulder day. When I'm doing shoulders, then we get into like our lightweight warm down. So we'll do rear delts, and there is no set amount that you do. It's almost all by feel, because you should be wiped out by now. As you can see, we got a good pump going. So rear delts, I shoot for 20 reps, but again, I'm not really counting. I'm just kind of going by feel. I'm feeling the weight, do as many as I can, and you'd be surprised that you can't do 1,005 pound weights. In between each, now we're going to go to side delts. I do about 15, 20 seconds rest, and we'll hit sides. Same thing. And you want to control, it doesn't look very controlled on the way down, but I'm kind of hesitation on the way down. I'm not letting the weights like fall, free fall. And you notice I'm not going all the way up, and there's a reason why. Because we like to finish with these all the way over the head. There are people who will say that this will damage your shoulders, but there's actually zero scientific proof that this does any damage to your rotator cuff or shoulders. Actually, in my opinion, it only strengthens it and makes your side delts pop. And then we work to the front. Simple, you're going just face high. You know what I mean? You're just burning these things out. And that's the name of the game. Drop the weights. Wait about 10 seconds. See the pump's good. All right, now we get back into the push-ups again. They're important. So I've been doing this. I've been doing this every. It's probably about 5 times a week. That's not every day, but I'm doing it 5 times a week for sure. On every weightlifting day, we're doing our push-ups and squats. So right here, I'm just trying to see if you got to be careful of where your shoulder alignment is. Like my left shoulder is a little bit farther back than my right. So I'm noticing that, and I'm going to make an adjustment on the next one. This thing started rolling. It scared me. I don't know if you noticed that. Check pump again. As we do at the gym, pick up the weights. It's been about 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Bend over, rear delts. Rear delts are the most important part of the shoulder, and I'll tell you why. No one ever works them out. And that's sad, because when your rear delts are popping, it makes your entire shoulder look huge. So rear delts are the most slept on exercise. Some people do, but I really, really hit rear delts hard. Again, another 15-second rest or so, then we go sides. And I think I'm getting a little bit fatigued. My technique is a little bit off here. You can see I'm starting not to be able to close it at the very top. I'm wiped out. I did work my shoulders out very hard right before this. And eventually I can walk you guys through that whole workout as well. All right, I think I'm going to go rack those. We'll get into place and do our last bit of push-ups. And this will round out 100. Now, here's where I make that adjustment. See, I'm making the adjustment so my shoulders are coming down the same angle. I pop my elbows out just a little bit, and they're still not the same as I'm looking at this right now. But that's all right. There's always room for improvement. little rest. I think that I already hit 100, and then I just try a couple more just for good measure. And that's it. That's a wrap. Watch this underwater, whole lap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap for the whole day. Done for the day. Done for the day. You'll see those clips. Gym, swim. Gym went well. I gotta go to Walmart. Walmart is this way. Just to break down that clip, I don't know. Maybe I'll voice it. There'll be a voice. You will have heard a voiceover. I'm gonna give that a go. Anyway, swim went well. 2,200 yards. No big deal. 40 minutes. I mean, that's taking like your breaks. Let's see. What did I do? What were my sets? I believe I did 6 200s, 40 seconds rest. 2 100s, 20 seconds rest. That's what, 1,800. Then I did 25s paced out, like not sprint, but as the coaches say, at pace, which means you're pulling water. So those are 10 seconds rest. That's how I finished it off. So what was that? No. I did 4 100s. So 6 200s is 1,200 yards. 400, that's 1,600 yards. And then the last 600, I did one lap at pace, 10 seconds rest. And then I did a little bit of butterfly, just worked on, see if I still got it, you know what I mean? I used to be him. I just wanted to see if I still got it. And you know what? The lady next to me says, "You have a beautiful butterfly." And I said, "Thanks, ma'am. Thanks, ma'am." That's the first time I've done that in about 8 years. How long have I been? I'm trying to think the last time I might have swam a lap butterfly. When did I retire? When did I retire from swimming? The second time. 33, 8 years ago. 33-ish. So it just goes to show you, you just put the work in, you could still do it. I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy lugging these big old arms through the water, I'll tell you that. But you can swim butterfly. You can swim anything. Freestyle is easy stroke. That's why they teach it to everybody. All right, we'll get off that. We'll get off that tangent. But yeah, swim went well. Swim. You know what? I did shoulders. So as you know, I did shoulders, and then, man, for whatever you feel like they would be warmed up, it took a while. I would say it took me a while to warm up for me to start feeling like okay in the water. I was feeling like very fatigued. I'm like, that's weird. Usually after a gym session and you hop in the pool, you feel strong. You're feeling kind of strong in the water. But today I was like not feeling strong. And I'm like, ooh, that's not good. So it was a warm-up issue. Probably just not loose in all the other areas. I don't know. Once I got warmed up, those first couple 200s were rough. Then they got a little bit easier. The 100s were even better. And then the 25s felt great. Obviously, they're 1 laps. But, yeah, I mean, that whole thing. So we're talking, that was more than the race I'm about to swim. Not in a wetsuit. And I was taking breaks. So if I can just finish that under 40 minutes, the race, that'll be a success. I highly anticipate that that's what's going to happen, but I don't want to. I mean, I've never done that before, so I don't want to just say that's what's going to happen. But all signs are leading to having a decent swim, decent bike, and we kind of like Voldemort, we don't talk about the last part. But that's what I'm going to Walmart to get. I got to get some weights for my Tib bar. It came in the mail today. I got it on Amazon. It was like $35. They're charging, like, for a Rogue Fitness one, they're charging $155. Like, are you out of your mind? Trying to say theirs is better quality. Like, dude, what's going on here? The coppers? Uh-oh. Oh, this guy just must have smashed into somebody. Looks like he's in real trouble. It's not good. Not a good situation. Anyway, I'm going to get those weights for that. Go back and do it at the house. Thanks for watching. You guys are the real ones. Comment below the fitness you did today. There's only 3. There's only 3 people doing fitness. That's it. And my dad, God bless him, he's commenting on like 3-day-old videos about the fitness he did today. He's like Inception. It's like an Inception situation. He's commenting, Dad, you got to comment on the current video. You got to catch up, buddy. Anyway, comment, like the video, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. Bye.